So disclaimer, you do not have to go to Tuck. One thing I'll just say up here, although if you choose to go, that's great. The other disclaimer I'll say, I would hope, actually I'll ask, how many people here have no idea what they want to be when they grow up? How many people actually know what they want to be? Better question. A couple of you are maybe going like this.
The others are asleep.
So that's okay. And in fact, I would encourage most of you to not know what it is that you want to be when you grow up. I think the reality is today, I think when we graduated from Tuck, I remember reading somewhere that the average college graduate will have work for 15 different jobs. I don't know, Don, if there's a better number, but something along that magnitude over the course of their career, a dozen jobs. And I'm living proof of that. So I'm in my 5th job since I graduated from Middlebury. And I was a class, just kind of 2-minute background myself. I was an IPE major. I don't know if that still exists. IPE major, French minor. I played football here. I tried to do a lot of different things. And when I graduated from college, I knew one thing with certainty, and that was that I did not want to have anything to do with the business world. So I left and I looked for jobs, and I ended up using the Middlebury network to get a job in journalism. So I worked down in Washington, D.C. for the McNeil-Lair NewsHour. There's a woman there by the name of Elizabeth Farnsworth, who's a Middlebury alum, who's an anchor woman there. I went there. I did that for about a year, and I learned that I hated journalism. But I learned that there were some things within what I was doing functionally that I liked. I liked doing research. I liked talking to people, etc. So I looked for a new job, plugged right into Midnet. I think it was called Canternet maybe at that time. Hooked up with a guy, a Middlebury alum at a company called Forrester Research. Leveraged. It was a job which was in this brand new internet industry, back in 1998, 97, 98. And it was a research job, had some of the same functional things, went to work there. Lo and behold, a few companies later, I'm still in the business world, still in the internet industry, now with Google. Worked for a couple of startups before that and went to Tuck. But I think the key takeaway there is it's absolutely okay to not know exactly what it is that you want to do. And you have a fantastic resource here as a Middlebury student in being able to reach out to a breadth of alumni in a breadth of different industries and learn more about what they do, what they like about what they do, what they don't like about what they do. Because everybody has stuff they love and everybody has stuff that they don't love in any job that they have. And so what I encourage you to do is reach out, leverage the alumni network that you have. As you go forward in your career, you will find opportunities based on the circle of people that you know and that you associate with. You all come from someplace. You went to high school, etc. You have a network there. You now are part of the Middlebury network, which is an extremely strong and robust network with people doing a lot of different things all over the world. You'll go to your next job. You'll develop a network out of that job. You go to the next job. You'll develop a network out of that job. Some people choose to go to graduate school. You get a network. So your circle keeps getting bigger and bigger. And what becomes increasingly important, to Shan's point, is the ability to connect appropriately and successfully within that network. So I think the tips that you gave were great. We can talk more about those tips down the road.
Great. I'm Mike Larson, and on the way up here I was thinking about the irony that I graduated in 1999, and if you could fog a mirror, you could get a job in 1999. And here I am telling you how to get a job in a difficult, arguably the most difficult environment in our lifetime. And I'd say when I graduated, I had majored in economics. I got my first job out of school through a cold call. I was online looking at venture capital firms. I found one in Boston that looked interesting. I called them up and asked them if they were hiring at the analyst level. They said no. I continued to talk the guy's ear off for about an hour, and finally I asked him if he should consider perhaps hiring a second analyst, because they'd already hired an analyst. And it was enough to get in the door and have a first interview with them. And through the course of the interview process, I found out that 2 or 3 of the guys at the firm had gone to Middlebury or had children who had gone to Middlebury, and they loved the school and they wanted to talk with me. And one thing led to another. And I think it was really a mixture of being at the right place at the right time and a bit of luck. The rules have definitely changed now, and I think it's going to require the same sort of process that Shannon walked through. But A little bit more, I guess, my story. I spent 5 years at that venture capital firm, mostly supporting partners in early stage investing in healthcare and life sciences. Following that, I applied to business school, went to Tuck. Came out of Tuck, again, not knowing what exactly I was going to do. I cold called a bunch of firms, and finally, through the Tuck network, I found a firm that fit me just right. It was called Cambridge Associates. That's where I am today. I'm a specialist consultant. That means I help colleges and endowments like Middlebury, they're not Middlebury, other colleges and universities, as well as big foundations invest in things like private equity, leveraged buyout funds, venture capital funds, distressed debt, and so forth. One of the biggest learnings I had, I think, coming out of Tuck and going through my job process the second time, where it wasn't just happenstance that I ran into the right firm.